Since it's 90 degrees out Moonwalker units and we went over the old 995 in my last video, I figured we'd take a gander at some photos I took with the Nikon D600 from this past winter. I got this camera for a steal of a deal on eBay, costing me about 225 bucks with just 18,000 shutter acutations. You can routinely snag one for yourself in the ballpark of $300 to $500 depending on mileage, making it one of the cheapest ways to enter full-frame digital photography while still having modern specs. But why is it this cheap? Well, we'll get to that, but first let's take a look at the good things. The D600 uses a 24 megapixel full-frame sensor, which is still pretty much a standard today. The body's a magnesium mix and weather sealed, allowing it to last even in the harshest of conditions, a feat even my Panasonic S5 couldn't handle while filming in the field for this video. It even has dual SD card slots, which to this day disappoints modern Canon users when their brand new update is released without, or in-body stabilization for that matter, or clean 4K, good video compression options. But let's just say this decade-old D600 could arguably be compared to a modern Canon release. Passive joking, of course. While we're loosely talking about video specs, this camera can do what you'd expect. Full HD at 30 frames per second, but it does have both a microphone and headphone jack, making it a good hybrid shooting choice or a great B camera. So why is this camera so cheap, yet still so up to modern specs? Well, because the D600 sucks. Literally. The camera's notorious for sucking dust and oils into the sensor, so much so that Nikon fixed this issue regardless of warranty status. That said, not every D600 has this issue, and some shooters simply never experienced it. In my opinion, it's worth the gamble if you can find a trustworthy seller because the camera is a powerhouse. Nikon has some of my favorite colors right from camera. The D600 showcases this greatly. Skin tones look nice and lively from the D600 straight from camera, and the colors are true to scene without needing to post-process, but if you choose to, the files are nice and bendy if that's your forte. Dynamic range is great, if not some of the best I've seen on this camera. Even though the F-mount system is likely on the chopping block with the modern mirrorless craze, one can certainly enjoy a massive collection of lenses from the F-mount family. But furthermore, an old DSLR like this has dedicated buttons for everything, so you can switch from brackets and HDR shots to high-speed continuous shooting at the flick of a switch. Or a press of a button. Something most modern releases can't do because dedicated buttons are for nerds and Texans. The D600 is an underappreciated and overlooked option on today's market, and if you're looking for a cheap way into the wonderful world of full-frame photography, this is... it's an option. Alright, see ya.